Hello everyone and welcome back to Still Not Hangry. We've been recording for an hour, which is long for me. I mean, I'm not a streamer, alright? You guys have probably noticed, like, on State of the Realm and stuff like that. By the time we get to, like, that 2-hour mark, I am ruined. And hangry, of course. Acting Guildmaster Theodore Beergeim wishes to inform you of an important task. Oh, sweet. Excellent. We get our Topaz carbuncle. You seem tired, Grunty. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Foreseer Correa has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. Foreseer will explain the situation. Topaz teachings accepted. Well, Topaz Carbuncle doesn't really get much love, does it? Does he? Oh well. Let's see what you think. Although that said, none of the carbuncles really do. I know I mentioned this in the first one, but when summoners can glamour their eggies, I'm sure there are going to be so many people running around with carbuncles. And I really hope we get... What is that one that Alphino used recently? The Obsidian Carbuncle? I think it was sweet. I was beginning to think I'd miscalculated, Grunty. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of limited Mince's port are subject to inspection by Milvan's gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirements of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to your contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Alright, let's fucking do it. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry excels in defensive techniques. Now here again we have descriptions of geometry. With such an ally at your command, the potential for injury in even the most brutal of battles can be significantly reduced. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Beergeim and inform her of your participation. We'll join you once I've completed some final adjustments to my tactical formula. Wow. We are very lucky that there's no one sitting in front of me when I'm doing Kalia's voice, because holy shit. It is impossible to do that without spitting everywhere. Yeah, so arcane geometry. I mean, I've talked about this in previous episodes and other places, but I guess a really terse summary is what a carbuncle is, that rather than channeling ether into, into a spell or into your own body to perform an action like, like a monk would do with fists of fire, they're sort of channeling ether into their own body and focusing it in a specific way. What we're doing is we open our book, you can see it right there. I mean, that's obviously a pretty slim example, but we have these geometrical patterns which inform the way we sort of weave ether into specific forms, and that's why on one hand we get these entities like our carbuncles from these complex geometrical forms, and the reason why we have, rather than just fire and ice spells and stuff like that, we have these more complicated weavings of miasma and bio and virus, and it explains why the I guess why the Arcanist is a slightly more complicated class to play. You've agreed to accompany the Foreseer, then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of the Topaz Carbuncle. Think of this entity as a shield, and be sure to interpose it between you and your enemies should the inspection turn south. Alright, fuck yeah. Oh, here's my coffee break. Here's my coffee break. Coffee number 2. Oh. Don't mind me. Alright, excellent. And where are we? There he is. Alright, well, I suppose we may as well get him out now. For the one time we're ever going to be actually using him. Hello, Topaz. You are a rare sight, my friend. Alright, let's do it. Waiting the arrival of the inspection party members. The mercenary, Guy Fryn and Ethys are here to assist with the inspection. Jeez, Kalia, you must have had to practice those names in front of the mirror, you poor thing. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kalia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Grunty. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we expected trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Aleport. We will meet our first challenger, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost certainty that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to account the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon waged against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple, drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Grunty. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Aleport. Alright. I'm amazed that I'm not tripping over myself with that voice more than I am. Let's go to Aleport. Let's use an Aetherite ticket. Come on, Carby. Alright, we're all here. Here's Thota. We're counting on you to cast us a path to the landing boat. And Geisfrin, the Foreseer, will be safe with us. Now, I need to write down some of these Rogadan names, because we do have a fair look into the Rogadan language and Rogadan naming conventions, obviously on the official forums. We've had our good friend, Mr. Fox, talk about that for us some, and all of these names have very specific meanings, so I should look those up. I should write those down, look those up, and we'll talk about them next time. Let us be about our task. Grunty, pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Alright, let's do it. And I just went and tried to hit my my keybind for my mount again. Oh man, I mean it's not that much longer until I'm gonna have a chocobo, but God, you really feel its absence, don't you? Hello, steersman. You're with the folks from Mealvine's Gate. Hells, I knew there'd be trouble. Ruh-roh, here we go. Shifty-eyed vagrants. Alright. There, you can have some dots. And we're going against direct orders, but you can also have some dots. Because that bloke's gonna fall without any more help. Lovely. Now, are these guys... They looked like Serpent Reavers. They are, they're Serpent Reavers. Curious. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of the ramp. I've no part of what comes next, though. Alright. See you, steersman. Over the rails. Oh, I hope we get to toss someone over the rails. Deftly handled, Grunty. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your efficient response, we will be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant's vessel out in the bay. Yes? Grunty had to think about that one. If, daughter, if you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits. Am I going to get on the boat? I remember in 2.0 really wishing that we had more opportunities to get on board these ships, and maybe even do a little bit of open world sailing or something. I think that would have been awesome. And a lot of people are suspecting that we're going to get a more sort of sea-oriented expansion coming up. Is it going to be the next one? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be going to Alamigo. I'm pretty sure no one's really doubting that at the moment. Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect with a probability of 85% that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that the goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We will bull our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? Kalia, I didn't think you won for risk-taking. Ooh. This is all starting to come back to me. I am Forcier Clear. By the authority of Milvan's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see. Bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we fix the hinges. I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Limsa Lominsa is bound by law to submit to routine inspection. The law, is it? Lads, I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch 'em over the side. Now you see, that's what your standard Limsa Lominsa sounds like. Bloody pirates. Alright, let's do them. This is what I'm talking about. Commence stratagem hardhead. So... what are we doing? Open a path through enemy lines. Draw their eye using your entity. Okay. Alright. We don't have any specific targets. Now, does Topaz Carbuncle, does he have any AoE? Oh, he does. Steals earth damage with potency of 7 to all nearby enemies. Okay, although it does have 50-second recast. But that's pretty good, 15-second flash. It's not bad. Remember Titan used to get some serious love back in the day for certain things. I remember before they fixed it when Ramu Extreme first came out, people were using Titan to solo tank it and basically ignore all the tank mechanics, which posed a bit of a challenge to some people. Actually, that was a fairly interesting fight. Ramu, one of the better ARR primals, IMHO. His Thota is pretty squishy, eh? Now we've got Morning Calm and Evening Calm. I can't help but assume that these two are related. Morning Star Grommet. Oh. If you guys don't know what a Grommet is, it's a a young surfer generally, you know, a kid sort of 13 or 14 who's just sort of learning to surf, we call them groms. But that's a big grommet. That's a regain. See, I would call Lalafell pirates grommets, I reckon. As for Falmadare, I'm not actually sure what a Falmadare is. I'm gonna have to look that up. We've got a few things to look up here, don't we? A masterful display, Grunty. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Oof! What have we here then? It's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about me ship. You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose in where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Ha! Recognize my pretty face, did you? But you were caught, exiled. Forcy, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back! You stay away from me! Forcy, please calm down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your whimpering, and I certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning anything from them. Reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. Oh! I'm not gonna scream without picking the audio. Clear! Noviga preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Grunty, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the force here. Mate, just leave me there. I'll fuck those guys up. Oh, that's right. You slink back to your mistress, you worthless cares. Oh dear. Well, that's actually a pretty interesting lore lesson, believe it or not, is that Arcanists rely very, very heavily on the arcane geometries that we were talking about before. And unlike, say, a black mage, if you take your staff away from them, they're going to have more trouble channeling ether, but I feel like they still got, you know, the ether that's in their body, the ether that's sort of directly around them. They still know what to do with it. But unless an Arcanist has all of these patterns committed to memory, they're going to be in serious shit without their books. So, there you go. Is Thota. How are we? How are we handling? We'll take care of Kalia. You best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mr. Steelbeard. Alright, let's do that. Let us do that. Alright, now I said I was gonna look it up next time, but I'm probably gonna forget, so we're actually gonna do it now. I'm gonna find that thread on Regaining Naming Conventions. We're gonna have a look at Gisfrin and Ez Thota, and we're gonna work out what both of those mean, so just give me a moment. Alright, so we've got Est Thota, meaning first daughter. So we can assume that if these two are siblings, that Est Thota is the eldest, which is interesting. More interesting is Gisfrin, means ghost friend, which if you think of it is a pretty perfect name for a conjurer, given that, you know, the whole deal with summoners is that they commune with the elementals, being these sort of noumenal spiritual buildings, non-corporeal, that sort of thing. coming from a culture that isn't Gridanian, that isn't necessarily, I guess, subscribing to the same ideas of the elementals as the people that live in the Shroud do, you might think of them as ghosts. So we have Ghost Friend. We have someone who can commune with ghosts and produce conjuring. That's an excellent name. That's really interesting. I will put a link in the description below, actually, for the post that I'm referring to on Rogadan naming conventions that Koji Fox has done for us on the official forums. He's got a list of a bunch of known Rogadan words, and as you're going through a game, you see these particularly the sea wolf names. They tend to be in the native Rogadan tongue. There's always a story behind these names. It's the same with the Miqo'te. So there you go, a bit of a tangent, but there it is. And you know what? Thubir Gaim. Why have I not looked up Thubir Gaim? Hang on. Thubir is magic, and Gaim is... where are we? Gaim, Grim, Gaim. Magic Jewel. Okay. And that is very sort of Arcanist friendly, given that, you know, we've got our Topaz and our rubies. Our arcane geometries, at this stage anyway, seem to be centered around the study of specific ether jewels. So there we go. Again, a bit of a tangent, but the kind of tangent that I'm sure you guys can all appreciate on this channel. It is good to see you well, Grunty. Gisfrin sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous black heart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dosmega? He was exiled from Limsa Laminsa some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. Dosmega, alright. Again, sorry to tangent, but I've got this right in front of me. Dos is 2. I mean, that makes sense. Dos, 2. And mega, where are we? Maga is stomach. 2 stomach. Okay, interesting. I don't know, does anyone have a theory on that one? I'll have to think about that one for a bit. And once more he dares lay a hand on Fusir Kalir. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dosmega was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Kalir, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to salve the hurt to her mind. You are concerned? Angry, mayhap? Harness that energy, and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Alright. Well, I think that was a pretty productive episode all in all. And once again, probably the first and last time we're ever going to use Topaz Carbuncle. I'm going to go do some more leveling. Thanks everyone for watching. Leave your thoughts below, your comments below. Let me know what you think of Dosmega, 2 stomachs. I mean, are we implying that that he's gluttonous? Is there something that we're going to learn in the story that I don't remember at the moment? Let me know what you think. Until next time, everyone, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.